All right. All right. Says we're good. How's it going? Hey, a notification. All right. There we go. How's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well. Getting my chat up right now. What's up, Bucks? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. What's up, 49ers? How you doing? All right. Let me refresh this. There we go. What's up, Duke? Make sure you guys all drop a like here to get the stream going a little bit if you don't mind. Help it out. Be pretty cool. What's up, Fernando? You're nervous? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. You guys should be able to win, though. I mean, we'll get into that. I mean, I've already made my picks, so if you watch the picks video, you know it's the Ravens, 49ers, Lions, and Chiefs. So, but we'll talk about it. Yeah, hopefully the Bucs is a good game. I hope the Lions are able to win it. It won't be easy. Bucs play good defense, have an explosive offense, especially at the receiver position. One of the things the Lions aren't very good at. Apparently, though, there's two Bucs. You can confirm this or not. Is there two versions of your team's defense? Are you guys a better home defense than road defense? I've heard this said by quite a few Bucs fans that your defense isn't as good at home or like on the road as it is at home. Like it goes from like a top 3 unit at home to like a bottom 3 unit on the road. It's a very odd flip. Yeah, Belichick. It sounds. Yeah, we talked about that the last stream. It sounds like he's going to be the Falcons head coach. At his second interview, that's usually a pretty good sign. It is true. I figured that was true, Bucks. So that's something to watch. But you know what's also weird? You guys are a better offense on the road too. You score more points for whatever that's worth. Maybe because you need to score more on the road, you tend to score more, but at home you kind of don't. So it's like, yeah, we can kind of just, make it a little easier on ourselves, not going to kill ourselves mode to score some points. But yeah, make sure you guys drop some likes. It'll help the stream out maybe. Oh, we have 6. That's really good. Good start. All right. What was CJ? Was CJ talking? Oh, CJ Gardner? Kind of. But he also said he wasn't really saying anything about Baker when he said that. He was just making more of an appraisal of the wide receiver group itself. What's up, Ven? Which is, I think there was like a weird misfire of what CJ was, like his point of his initial comment. I think it was like regardless of Baker or anyone who the Bucs quarterback is. I think he was just saying like the Bucs. We think the Bucs wide receiver group is a very good receiver group, and if they have a good quarterback, that's a great group. It like if that makes sense. I don't think he was shit talking anybody. I think he was literally just talking like. I think he even clarified. He said it had nothing to do with Baker, like at all. It was just like kind of you know what I mean, like. I think that's why Baker responded the way he did. Because I think Baker was even like, I don't really know if this is shit talk or not. I mean, you could interpret it that way, right? Because it's kind of saying like, oh, they don't have a good quarterback. But it's like, I mean, that's not really true. Had almost the same numbers as Goff this year. But again, those are kind of, you know what's funny about Goff? He was probably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year. But it's like his 30 touchdowns are so weirdly like slanted, and so are the 4,500 passing yards. Because it's like if you only had one really good running back, because you have to look at his running backs had 945 yards and 1,012 yards, and they had 23 touchdowns between the two of them. If Baker, I mean, if we take away one of those, Goff probably throws like about 40 touchdowns, and probably goes up right around 5,000. Or do we think that the other running back goes for like 2,000 yards? Maybe. But I kind of think that the run game wouldn't have been like two near 1,000-yard runners. That's going to take away from the pass. So, and I don't think Baker has anything near that to take away from his numbers. So it's kind of something to look at, right? When you look at like, oh, Baker's numbers were really good this year. Yeah, he didn't have a running game either. So it's kind of like that was the offense. Whereas if you look at Goff's numbers, you may be a little misled. You'd be like, well, they didn't throw a lot of touchdowns. It's like, yeah, they ran for 23. Like, oh yeah, that takes away. Yeah, that's 53 touchdowns. That's quite a bit. You know what I mean? That kind of changes like the complexity of like how everything of that breaks down. It's not really sad how the Cowboys lost. It was kind of funny how the Cowboys lost. I'm sure Ven doesn't think it was sad. Which running back is that? I didn't even know there was a white running back. What's the guy's name? What's up, Ven? You haven't said much. You nervous for tomorrow? You know what's funny is you guys could actually win this time because the 49ers don't really have that good a secondary. It's like if you look to the one thing the 49ers aren't good at, it's like, oh shit, the Packers are actually a very dangerous passing team. They don't really need the run either to get their pass going this year. They can just kind of wing it because teams aren't really sure how to defend Jordan Love yet. He's got that unknown factor to him going on for him. And again, there's only been, like 3 games that they've played, like, at the level that, like, oh, shit, okay, this is something to watch out for. And it's like, well, now the offense has been opened up a little bit more and a little bit more. I don't even think the offense is fully open for Jordan yet. I think there's still, like, a few things that are being held from him. Just kind of what I've been watching. It's like, all right, there's still some training wheels on this. So, like, it's kind of, if you're trying to game plan, try to defend for it, it's kind of tricky because you're like, all right, well, how much more control is he about to have in this game? How many? Oh, no, the Lions aren't going to be sleeping on your football team. Based on the messaging, they think your football team is incredibly dangerous. We're just kind of talking right now, Ven. It's only been 8 minutes. I usually don't get into the games until about like 15 minutes. We're just bullshitting. Surprised you had nothing to add to the Packers 49ers little thing there. But yeah, Bucks, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to catch the Lions slipping in this game. Unfortunately, they know exactly what you guys are, how dangerous you guys can be. Baker Mayfield is, Dan Campbell really likes Baker Mayfield. So you guys are going to be, oh yeah, Ven, we can talk about that part of the Niners fans. You want to? Texans going to win. My reason, I don't care. Trey, I'm wondering how your team plays in the bitter cold and snow. The only thing that's working for your team is the fact that CJ Stroud went to Ohio State. So he's probably played in some pretty cold, shitty weather. But yeah, Ven, I'm finally on your side about something regarding the Niners because you know I have a soft spot for the 49ers. Like a last field goal. I think a last possession game between the Bucs and the Lions is possible, but I think the Bucs are going to have to be playing catch up in most of that game. I'll talk about the games once they stop it freezing. Oh, for sure, man. You're good, Fernando. Heat yourself up. What's up, Kenny? Yeah, so Ben pointed out how that there's like a large amount of Niners fans that think they're like this massive underdog in this series, in this game. It's like, what? You guys aren't the underdog at all. They're like, people are doubting us. People don't think we can win. And it's like, oh my God, you guys are literally like, I think 90% of predictions before the season started said, all right, the Niners win the NFC and either the Bengals win the AFC or the Bills do, or maybe the Ravens. It's like, those were like, that was every single person's prediction before the season started. Because if I ask somebody, I'm like, what was your preseason prediction? And they go, well, it was Niners and Ravens, or Niners and Bengals. A lot of people had Niners, Bengals. Yeah, Trey, there's like a large contingent of 49ers fans that think they're like this underdog that no one believes in. It's like, there isn't, you guys can't even remotely call yourselves an underdog as the Niners. It's like, you guys have the best like roster left in the playoffs, like arguably some of the best coaching in the NFC. What are we talking about? You're like a 12-win team that no one can really figure out except like two very specific kind of defenses. Yeah, I really want you guys to win now, Kenny. I'm actually now on the side of the Packers because of that. That's very obnoxious behavior. I had the Lions playing the 49ers in the divisional rounds in my preseason predictions, actually, and it didn't happen to work out that way. So I actually don't know. I hope the Lions win this game. This would be pretty cool. Now, see, you know how crazy it is that I had the Lions and 49ers in the divisional, and if both those teams happen to win, if they're able to win their games, then it's like, oh, damn, I predicted the wrong round. Yeah, Trey, I have no idea. It's like literally, unless they get hurt, they're projected to go to the Super Bowl. We're just chatting right now for a little bit, Fernando. We'll get into the games in a couple minutes. Yeah, I seen it was snowing in Baltimore. Yeah, I'm not too upset. Yeah, it's crazy to see them try to claim that. When your team doesn't do shit just like every season. Yeah, Ben. Officially reached 133.6 decibels. Yeah, it was as loud as a 747 jet engine going off. Yeah, Detroit's crazy, dude. We're going to try to break that, so we're going to try to get that record this weekend. Okay, so if we're looking at like actual underdogs in the playoffs, in the NFC just alone, every other team but the 49ers is like credibly an underdog, right? You can assign an underdog story to everybody but the Niners and kind of Brock Purdy. But he's surrounded by a fucking super team, so it's like, well, it's not really. He was like an underdog last year. Now he's just the top NFL Q. You know what I mean? He's just like, well, now he's just a top 10 NFL quarterback. He's not really an underdog now. You know what I mean? Last year, he's an underdog story. Yes, last year you could have said that about Purdy, but now it's like, no, he's lived up to expectations. He's just a good NFL quarterback. What's an underdog about a guy who's insanely accurate, pretty mobile, makes good, like, he's just a good QB, it looks like. There's no underdog there. Now, if we look to the Bucs, they're a 9-8 team that I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. So did most people. I remember our preseason predictions, mainly because we had the Buccaneers in pretty much cannon fodder, but not the worst teams. That's where we had them. And now they're a 9-8 team. They win their division. They win a playoff game, and here they are. And they have Baker Mayfield, sort of like this guy who's been cast out, finally found a home, and he's got this team that was thought to be dead in the water after Brady's departure, and they're here. They're not supposed to be here. The fucking Packers, same exact story. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year. This is supposed to be the year they figure everything out. Suddenly they make the 7th seed and they go on and they upset the fucking Cowboys, and they're kind of now this underdog story. You look at the Lions. Yeah, they're a 12-win team. Yeah, they're pretty fucking stacked. But like, I mean, it's the fucking Lions. Do I even have to explain why it's crazy that they're in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, hosting their second playoff game ever? It's like, yeah, that's a pretty solid point. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. And the first one was last week. It's just like, oh yeah, that's, you know what, yeah, that's good points, Rob. All right, that's 3 underdog stories. And the 49ers, well, they got a 7th round draft pick at quarterback. Well, in his rookie year? No, he's in his second year, basically. Oh, yeah. I mean, is he good? Yeah, he had a solid, really good second year. Can't really complain at all. He seems to be like an elite, almost level quarterback, especially with the help around him. All right, so yeah, there's nothing really underdog or plunky about this 49ers team. Then you go to the AFC, except for The only real thing you could say about the Bills is they've just never won anything. But they're they got Josh Allen. The Chiefs, there's not a fucking thing underdog about that goddamn football team. The Ravens, yeah, that's one of the best fucking franchises in the AFC. Yeah, that's fine. And then the Texans are the only actual AFC underdog. Yeah, the Texans are arguably, with the Lions, the two best stories in the playoffs right now. Because again, no offense to the Packers, but they do have a long, rich history of championships. What's up, stud? And even with the Buccaneers, like 3 years ago, you were Super Bowl champions. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing he lost was Brady. This is just Brady's team with a quarterback and a way better O-line. If Brady was still playing on this team, this is like a 14-win team probably. Because that line was so good this year for Baker. That's been like their blood, is that offensive line. And it's like, well, damn, if Tom had that last year, he'd have killed people. Yeah, but it's also a great story. But again, it doesn't really beat what the Texans or Lions are doing right now in terms of like crazy stories. Now, if Tampa Bay wins, the story is better, you know? It keeps getting crazier and crazier. Do you think the Chiefs Bills could be a high scoring game? What conspiracy, Bucks? It could be a pretty high scoring game, 49ers, except for the weather might slow them down a little bit. What's up, Space? What'd you share, a song? No, everyone knows why Tom wasn't good, because that offensive line was dog shit. I'm not edgy. Van, what the hell is that comment in the Discord, dude? Should I not share that with the stream? You didn't even say pause. You didn't even say anything, dude. Bro, it's just like, you're edging me. And it's like, what? He didn't even hit us with the pause. Bro's in a full-on goon transfer. That's why he didn't come on the stream the other day. He went into a 2-day goon trance, and we lost Ven. I'm glad he's out of it, though. If anyone knows what I just said, that's a really funny joke. No, you were just gone for days. We don't even know where you went. I'm getting better at this, Jeremy. I think I'm getting better and better at football analysis. If I don't get into one of these colleges, I think I'm gonna go apply to a sports like place. You been sleeping? Yeah, I know you've been sick and everything. Who did Tampa? Like Baker Mayfield. That's about it. Ravens Super Bowl or Bucks? Ravens Super Bowl or Bucks or 49ers in that Super Bowl? No, I don't believe in Super Bowl conspiracies. Jeremy, I don't believe the game's rigged. Am I sure about what? Space? Yeah, not like a sports analytics place. More like I think I may apply to like Barstool Chicago or something like that. To like work behind the scenes and be a writer. But all right, this sounds like a pretty sweet job. I don't want to work for somewhere gay. And Barstool would probably be pretty sweet. And I think I could get hired to a place like Barstool. Again, I write extremely well. The Mac schools, they like that shit. And what's wrong with Barstool, Vent? If I don't get into a good grad school, I'm gonna fucking go to Barstool. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I should go work somewhere for the end. Oh, okay. That's about the place I need to go to. I'd probably get in too. Yeah. In the NFL right now, my favorite quarterback. Is this a safe place? Now, are you saying who do I think is the best or who is my favorite quarterback? Yeah, it's Lamar. Pretty much, yeah. It's Lamar Jackson. It's like, yeah, if you know anything about me, it's like it was Tom Brady and Lamar and then Russell Wilson. So it's like it goes Lamar and then Russell. These aren't who I think the best are, by the way. I have an unhealthy respect for Russell Wilson. I hope he signs with the Patriots. It'd be pretty cool. But his ass is going to Atlanta now, and I'm going to be so bummed out that I don't get Bill Belichick and Russell Wilson. You know how sad I am about that that's going to happen in Atlanta, and I don't get to get that. I don't get to have that shit. Like, I'm like, damn, dude. The Bill and Russell meetup, dude. I've been fucking waiting for that. And Kirk wants to go to Atlanta, too. By the way, yeah, we should talk about this. All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins is like, I'd really like to play for Bill Belichick out of fucking nowhere. So the Patriots could have been also getting Kirk Cousins, which I'm glad we're not. Hell yeah. We avoided the Kirk train. You said Chiefs might win, but weird feeling the Bills will finally get the win this time. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't like to pick teams that can't get past losing streaks. Lamar, Patrick, Allen, and Stroud. Oh, that's your top? For sure. I also think I like Mac Jones the third best. So take that as you will. Then Goff, and then Stafford. All my favorite quarterbacks are pretty shitty, like a good chunk of them, like 2 or 3 of them. All right, do you guys want to get into this first game? And then Joe Burrow. Those are probably my top guys. I've always been a fan of Jared Goff. He's just hilarious because it's like, man, this guy is really good. Like, except for if his line isn't blocking. He's like an elite quarterback if he gets blocked. It's like, damn, dude. He's like literally one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL if he gets good blocking. And that's what I like about Jared Goff. It's always fascinated me to no end. It's like, I've never seen... Dude, he's literally like the best quarterback in football with a clean pocket. It's fucking unbelievable, the difference between bad line Goff and good line Goff. It's like, oh, this is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And then he gets rushed, and then he throws the ball into the air like fucking backwards. And it's like, what the fuck was that? I'm telling you, go look this up. There's hilarious plays of Goff getting sacked and the ball just ejecting. It happened against the Rams. He got hit by like fucking I think it was Donald, and the ball just went poof. The ball went just flying behind him. And it's like, how the hell does someone get sacked like that? It's just... Yeah, they're wearing the blueberries. I think the Bills will win, but my mind says Kansas City. All right, let's start these games. I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was kind of funny with Goff. He's like, he just gets fucked up. But like if he doesn't get rushed, he's really like unstoppable. He's gotten a little bit better about that though, but boy oh boy. He can't take hits. Anyway, Texans Ravens. The weather will be an impact in this game. So again, the run situations you kind of got to look at. They got Singletary in Houston. And the Ravens have the run game advantage. They have Cook, they've got Gus Edwards, they've got Lamar. You know, it's going to be a plethora of people. Todd Bowles blitz a lot. Yeah, but again, blitzing a lot against the Lions could get you really hurt. They run the shit out of the ball, and they're very good at quick passing. So you got to be very careful. That's what kind of that was burning them last time they played Detroit. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crappy weather up in Baltimore. And for the Texans, that puts a big damper on what they do because again, they run okay, but they kind of... You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, they don't really like, they're a throwing team. And you're going to, yeah, basically Bennett's pointing out the obvious. It's like, damn, dude, that's really bad because it's like Houston, unless CJ Stroud is just a demon and can throw in the snow, which at this point he probably can. It's kind of hard to like be like, no, I don't think CJ Stroud can throw it in the snow. It's like, pretty sure that guy can do anything at this point. I don't... All my analysis is like, I think this is where the rookie struggles. And he's like, I'm going to play a perfect playoff debut. It's like, all right, CJ Stroud, how are you going to handle the weather? I don't think you can. This man's about to have another perfect game, I think. But all my senses are right. I don't think he's going to play that good. Again, no, I don't think his arm is weak. Dude, there's so much going. It's like Baltimore. shit weather. Like that's two huge strikes. Baltimore's defense, the coaching staff of the Ravens. It's like there's so many things that he's like probably never going to have experienced from an NFL football team this weekend. And I think that's going to fuck him up. Again, the Ravens are probably going to get they're going to give points up. It's not like Stroud's going to get shut down. I think they're just going to make some mistakes that the Ravens are going to capitalize on that the Browns didn't. There was a couple bad throws by Stroud. I think there was 2 very bad throws by Stroud that the Browns just dropped. Like they just dropped 2 like in their hands interceptions. If I'm not mistaken, it was either 1 or 2. One was kind of like it could have been picked, but one was like the guy had it and it was like he just kind of dropped it. It was like a very like it was like, oh boy, he got away with that. And it's like if you do that against the Ravens, they'll pick both of those balls off. That's kind of like their defensive specialty. At Ravens, yeah, that was game was a lot closer than the score indicates. Apparently. Ed Reed, he comes out of retirement. Stud, what's up, man? Think Bucks have advantage. Been there, know what there it takes to get there. Yeah, with like Jared Goff has 2. That's always my favorite counterpoint when they're like the Bucks have experience. It's like, yeah, Jared Goff literally brought a team to a Super Bowl. He played in one. Yeah, I know. Both. It's like Baker's never been to a Super Bowl though. This is the farthest he's been again. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Bucks though. What happened 22 years ago? Is that the Super Bowl win or is that the was that a Vinatieri game-winning kick day? I got Ravens, but I feel like Stroud and them make it closer. Oh no, it's going to be a close game, like 27-21 type situation. 27-20. No, you're good, Bucks. Like one of those kind of like real close. Everything feels tense. It's like could even be like last kind of possession score, maybe overtime score. They do, Jeremy. I think so. The 2002 stuff. Oh, Tuck Rule. The Tuck Rule. The biggest nothing burger in NFL history. The refs could like called the rule exactly how the rule is written, and everybody bitched about it because it was the Patriots. Man, I wish streaming was big back then and I was my age that I am now. Like, and that happened now because you know how fucking big. Oh, dude, we would have had fun with the Tuck Rule. I'd have been yelling at all you guys. No, the fucking rules say that's not a fumble. I'm sorry. Do you have a problem with the rule book? Yeah, it's literally, don't even hate the ref. It's not his fault. It's the rules. He enforced the rule correctly. I'm sorry. What was he supposed to do? Enforce it wrong? Dude, I had gotten into so many arguments about Tuck Rule when I was growing up. I was like, listen, what do you I'm sorry. That's the rules. They're like, yeah, but it was a bad rule. How is that the fucking Patriots' fault? Yeah, but like, it shouldn't have happened. Why? Because they changed the rule after the season? Fuck you. Not even the Tom Brady rule. It's just a dumb rule that wasn't like it should have been different. Like, I agree the rule should have been different, but just because it should have been doesn't mean that it's the wrong call. Technically, it's the right call by the referee. Like people act like they made some kind like they cheated. It's like, how'd they cheat? Literally, the ref made the call as the rulebook said they had to. That's by back then. That was not. It was considered a throw. It was considered a tucked ball. It was fucking not a. Yeah, that was a dumb rule. Trust me, it was stupid. I don't even know how the fuck that was a rule. It's so stupid. But again, it was a rule. Yeah, don't hate the refs. Don't hate the teams. It's literally the NFL's fault. That's why they changed that shit immediately. They went, oh man, yeah, we've never seen that in practice before. That's retarded. And they changed it. And now we don't have that rule anymore. Now it's, boy, your arm better be going forward. Before you got hit, that shit better have been moving. Or else that's a fumble all the way. But yeah, so with the Texans and the Ravens. What's up, Sean? it feels like it's Baltimore's game to lose, right? The weather, the fact that the Ravens can run, the Texans are kind of a pass team. They live off the pass. But again, cold, shitty weather. The Texans defense, which is really good, ran by a very good coach. That's going to be tricky for them, for the Ravens. I'm going to be doing the second half of the Packers and 49ers. I got to work till like 10:20. Yeah, but Sunday I'm doing both games, so that'll be good. Both of those games will be deciding like conference championships and shit. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I gotta work, Life is life. Houston out. Jerry Hughes, questionable. Andrew Beck, George Fant out. Humphrey and Tyron Wallace. And Mark Andrews is out. Lions Niners, that'd be pretty cool. RG3 versus Jay Gruden. Anyone else been following that fucking back and forth on Twitter? Whose side are you guys taking? I'm on RG3's because everybody hates Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden said some shit like, "You just weren't that good, Robert. Kirk was better." It's just like, damn, dude. What a fucking vicious insult to a guy whose career ended because of his knee. Oh, it's been good, Ven. You're missing out on some good shit. But again, I'm not really sure why Robert Griffin decided to give Jay Gruden relevancy. I'm like, what? Like, why even talk about that guy? On a related note, yeah, some people like Jay Gruden because a lot of people don't like Robert Griffin III. They think he's annoying as fuck. John Gruden is expected to interview for an offensive coordinator job with the Saints. That's right. I was like, no, it's with Derek Carr. Where the fuck is Derek Carr at right now? Yeah, but John Gruden's back, baby. He's expected to be interviewing for some offensive coordinator jobs. Yeah, I don't. His offense is dead. I'm like, dude, his offense wasn't even good last year as he was in the league. What did they have, Sean or Fernando? Derek Carr is mediocre. Yeah, but he does good with old Derek. Texans O-line is pretty healthy. Yeah, I know, Cheeto. You guys are in good shot. Emails? Yeah, the Lions barely have anybody out. Reuniting. Yeah, Carr's like, God damn it, why? Why are we bringing him into New Orleans? He's a fucking bully. They're like, Derek, did you just say he's a bully? By the way, this is all part of the Ravens and Texans analysis. It's very important we talk about this. You got to kind of translate this, how this might impact the game, but it's all there. It's very coded. I hate when I talk bad about a team because I'm just analyzing what happened in the playoff game and people are like, you can't talk, you are just... Yeah, I just ignore stuff like that. If somebody told me I couldn't talk about football because my team isn't good right now, I'd be like, my team is one of the best teams in league history. I can talk about all the football I want. Step aside, peasant bitch. Tell me, I'll be like, tell me, what is your team? Oh, the Chiefs, that's adorable. You guys haven't even done half of what we've done. And your guy can't even be better than our greatest guy because he lost to my guy twice. I mean, fuck them people. The Bills, let a Bills fan tell me I can't talk about football. I'll fucking put him in his place. Be like, all right, 4 straight. Listen here. Listen, Mr. 13 seconds and 4 straight. Ugh. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know why people bring up if your team is bad. Like, you can't talk about the sport. It's like, no, I know my team is bad. I can talk about the sport. What do you think? I think the Patriots are a very good team. No, they were the worst team in the AFC this year. What are we doing here? CJ Stroud about to go off tomorrow. Yeah, he could have a good game, but again, the weather might slow him down a little bit. 49ers. Yep, very veteran-laden team. I think you guys have a good shot at the Super Bowl. Texans are probably, Sean, like unironically, I think the Texans are your biggest challenge left. No disrespect to the Chiefs or the Ravens. I think that the Ravens or the Chiefs or the Bills, I think the Ravens dog walk either one of those teams. Like I like beat the fuck out of them. Their challenge though is this goddamn Texans team because again, they're tricky. You don't really know what the hell they're about to do. Their defense is very good and they seem to be very well coached and they have a monster quarterback by the looks of it. Those are all very dangerous playoff things. But again, the thing that might kill them in a shit weather playoff game is sort of that lack of a killer run game. Singletary isn't like bad, but it's not like you can't just stop him. Again, I think either one of these two teams, though, have the good potential. I think they should be the favorite to go to the Super Bowl, whoever wins this game. Even the Texans over the Chiefs or Bills, I'd be like, I think I'm going to say Houston. Yeah, they also have Dalvin Cook, who played like fucking 30 snaps this year. And that's going to be such a problem. Oh, my God. If he's good and knows how to run... I think so, Jeremy. I think these two teams are better than those two teams. I don't know if Kansas City could hang with Houston if it broke down. I don't know if Kansas City has the offense to hang with the Texans. And the Bills are kind of choke artists at this point. No, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, if you're a Buffalo fan, sorry to tell you, but your team chokes a lot. Y'all should have been in a Super Bowl by now. This shit's getting old. We're giving Josh Allen the biggest pass and not calling this fucking dude a choke artist because he plays pretty good. It's like, yeah, how about stop scoring in 5 fucking seconds and lead like a 12-play drive and kill 6 minutes if your defense ain't stopping anybody, dude. Sorry. I seen the Lions do that literally against the Rams the entire game. Instead of the Lions just scoring every drive, every single play, they just stopped scoring and just started taking like 7 minutes off the clock every possession. Do you know what that is? That's called a smart football team that knows, hey, we probably shouldn't be trying to just score in 20 seconds. If it was Texans versus Chiefs in some way, Texans could win that. Yeah, I think so. What about the Bills? Yeah, they're choke artists, dude. Like, why haven't they won a Super Bowl or even been to one? Oh yeah, because if it was anybody else, we'd all be going. Bleh. But now we're like, well, yeah, Josh played his heart out. It's like, yeah, scoring in 20 seconds to drive, baby. That's good shit. Even CJ Stroud does short drives and shit. It's like, you can't score in 20 seconds every single drive. That's really dumb in the playoffs. You want to know what you want to do in the playoffs? Hold that fucking football as long as you physically can possess it. Why do you think playoff games usually playoff games are low scoring? Because of that reason. Because at this point, the two teams that are playing understand football to like a very high level. So they're like, all right, we're not going to let them guys get the ball. That's how we win this game. Easier said than done, right? Obviously. But that's the plan. It doesn't seem like that's ever the Bills' game plan. I don't know why. Texans money. Texans. Oh, you're taking the Texans to cover. 49ers. Lions. Bills. Money line. Okay. Confident on those MTE. All right, let's move on to the Packers and 49ers. As a Niners fan, I know what choking feels like. We've been choking ever since Shanahan. Yeah, Shanahan has a choking problem. Yep. Shanahan's problem is very unique, too. He doesn't necessarily choke at the beginning of the game because he comes out like he's going to like reinvent the wheel every fucking game, like every championship game. And then he just freezes and starts doing like backward stuff. He abandons what's working. He like, I don't know what kind of choking that is, but it's like a complete like destructive choking. Like it's like, what are you doing? You just need to just run the football. The thing you do the best, the thing you're known for. And he's like, yeah, I got all these crazy play action passes for this quarter. It's like, why? You're up by 4 touchdowns. Just win the game. Nah, I got an idea. And then his crazy ass goes out and gets picked 3 times, and he's like, fuck, now the game's tied, we got to throw it. It's just like, Kyle, how did every single playoff, every like big game, it's just he blows it because he's afraid to like just run the ball. They can. We're talking about like the Super Bowls, the Super Bowls he's blown as offensive coordinator as with the 49ers. He like does some weird stuff in like weird games where he'll just abandon what's working. Yeah, well then his system doesn't really need a big time quarterback. It helped, but it's not necessarily needed. What's up, Danny? Much like his dad's system, it just needs that running back, and they have it with McCaffrey, which is basically the X factor of this game. If the Packers can't stop McCaffrey, it's like, well, that's it. Might as well. Because again, the ways that the 49ers have won or lost games this year, I think other than the last one because they started Sam Darnold, you know, who gives a fuck about. So the 4 games that they actually lost, I think what happened, I think one was without Purdy or some shit. I don't even remember. But it's like you take away the run game, again, easier said than done. And suddenly their pass game, which is completely dependent on the fucking run game, breaking it up and opening it. It's like if you take that away like the Ravens and Browns did, suddenly you have a very different team. Now, again, that Ravens game, I looked into that. How come no one told me? I think he can eventually 49ers, but he's got to stop abandoning the run. It's just Steve Young or Montana, they'll take anyone. Yeah, and it seems like they think that Purdy's that guy, Ven. Oh fuck, I lost it. I had something good going on. I was cooking with gas for a second. Shanahan. 49ers. This game. What's up, Spider? We just did your game a second ago. The Niners. Oh yeah, okay. No one told me in that Niners and Ravens game about the interceptions. Everyone's always like, dude, he played bad. He got picked 4 times. It was a terrible performance. How come no one told me that all 4 of his interceptions were some of the most bullshit fucking picks I've ever seen? I went and watched those picks. All 4 of them were just some of the luckiest goddamn tipped balls I've ever seen. Literally, all 4 were tips. All 4 of them were tipped interceptions. All 4 of them were tipped. All 4 of them. I counted 4. All 4 hit somebody's hand even. One of them went, woo, 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 woo. It was just lucky interception season all day on Purdy in that game. I just looked into it. I watched all 4 picks. All 4 of them were not. All 4 of them were picks. All tipped. Yeah, I didn't even know a single one was tipped. If I maybe I misseen it and the ball was just really badly thrown, but it looked like that ball was tipped. 2 of them also. Unless he just really threw some shitty balls. It looked like they were kind of like this in the air, and he usually doesn't throw a shit ball like that. But again, no one ever told me at least 2 of them were 100% tipped. In fact, all the playoff games, Baker Mayfield has been in. He has covered every. Yeah, I'm sure he'll cover the spread. Ever since Falcons blew that in the Super Bowl, Shanahan has been a choker. Yeah, I'm sure he'll figure. I'm sure he's got to know to just don't abandon what's working. But I do think it makes it a little bit more significant, but it doesn't really change the point that the 49ers offense was dead in the water that day and Purdy played like shit. And again, it happened with the Browns too. The Browns and Ravens play like the same defense. And the teams that beat the Ravens, again, or the 49ers, took away the run. So again, I think the 49ers win this game, but it's not like inconceivable that the Packers finally can pull this off. If they can get out there and throw the shit out of this ball and also make the Niners play from behind, that could be a big. If they get the ball first and go out there and score first, that will be imperative to get like this game going. So if the Packers can win the toss, they got to get the ball and go score against this 49ers really shaky secondary. Yeah, Dak gets a lot of shit for everything he does. Hamilton's first good read was a tipped third. Hamilton's first was a good read. Second was a tip. Third, the receiver wasn't a tip. Fourth was a tip. Okay, maybe I thought it was maybe just bad throws. So one was unlucky, or so that's what it was. Okay, so only one was a real one. Yeah, so that's they're not real picks, but it's like all right, that kind of puts the context on the interceptions. Yeah, I thought the Bengals would be playing the Niners in the Super Bowl this year. QB needs to score first, plus defense needs to target and avoid Trent Williams. Yep, basically avoid that side, shut down the run, pray to God that McCaffrey has a bad day on top of it, and just be like, all right, if Green Bay can do these very specific things, they can win this game. It's not impossible. No, I don't think Brock Purdy's overrated. He's literally a second-year quarterback. He's pretty solid. No, he's a better QB than Dak. I don't think Dak's ever played a season with 10 picks. He's just very young. He's a little overrated because he's a very young quarterback. Yeah, there is. But I think the 49ers will probably win. I don't believe in conspiracies, MTE. You want to know why I don't believe the NFL rigs their games? Well, the one that hit that the receiver was in a really tight area. 3 defenders were in the area. Fair enough. If Purdy was on a different team, he would be awful. I don't know about that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that take. It's just early. I mean, like next year is the year I make my big judgment on quarterbacks, year 3. So he seems to be really solid though, kind of like Stroud. It's like, wow, these guys are really good young quarterbacks. Holy shit, we got some good ones. It's good for the NFL, by the way. This is awesome. There are so many good young quarterbacks right now. Again, I'm like, oh, thank God, dude, we needed these two. We should be a lot more excited about Purdy playing well out of nowhere. Stroud playing well. Like that's good. This is what we want in football. Love being a good quarterback is good for the NFL. You did. You needed quarterback. We needed good quarterbacks. We needed guys like Purdy. We need guys like we need more good QBs. We need like Caleb Williams to come in and be a good quarterback. If you can think past your own team for, a little bit, it's like, yeah, that is probably true. Yeah, that 49ers faithful. Why does your fan base? That's the one thing I want to ask you because you're a Niners fan and you're very reasonable. What's up with your fan base thinking they're these underdogs? It's very weird. It's like, on what planet is a team that 90% of NFL fans had in the Super Bowl? It's like, dude, what world are you guys not like everybody's like immediate favorite to maybe even win the thing before the season began? It's like, come on. Why is there even one 49ers fan acting like it's like you can maybe sell the story? Dude, Ven has been posting a whole bunch of stuff on Discord about like 49ers fans saying like, hold on, let me see something. What was the most recent one you posted? Hold on, yeah, hold on. Look at this. Everyone is saying the 49ers are one of the worst 1 seeds of all time. No one's saying that. saying they're gonna blow it against the Packers. I don't know anyone who's saying that. Time to shock the world, huh? The 10-point fan. Okay, at least some of the people are in here. Everyone's just people are just talking mad shit at this person. Like, dude, really? I'm glad everybody's like calling even some Niners fans are like, what are you talking about? Even some 49ers fans are like, wait a minute, what? Why are we doing that? They're all Niners fans making those comments. They're just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Oh, and then there's this hilarious one. Packers fan bulletin board. Brock Purdy disrespect. Avengers on that roster, by the way. God damn it. It's we'll throw Lamar in there, and I find it's awesome, but that finally, after Baltimore got him an offensive coordinator that trusts him and gives him an... Yeah, pretty much. I agree with that, Sean. Plus, they gave him some receivers, and crazy shit happened. What's up, Jay? Yeah, you guys should be able to win this game. But again, it's the playoffs, and, you know, there is like a way you guys could lose. Pretty much every team has a way they could lose. We've gone over each one of them. Like, for the Texans, it's basically just like Lamar plays like he does in the playoffs sometimes. With the 49... No. 49ers aren't going to fire Shanahan. Shanahan hires the whole team. I've been watching too many Cowboys fans reaction. Oh, just enjoying them. This is looking good to me. This game gonna rock. Hell yeah, Danny. Well, you talk about the Lions Bucs. He's had some struggles 49ers, but again, his teams have always been kind of dog shit around him. This is the first year he's had like decent receivers. So it's kind of weighted weird, right? Like, it's like, yeah, we can point that out. We can kind of highlight that Lamar struggled in the playoffs, but it's also like, man, for a really long time, Willie Snead was his best receiver. Is this really a fair assessment for Lamar? By the way, if you guys haven't dropped a like yet, make sure you're doing so. We're sitting at about 8 likes. We had about 6 when the stream started, so most people could help the stream out. Get a few more people in here. It's a nice kind of kind thing to do. Plus, ask Ben what happens if you don't leave a like. Ben was sick for weeks. The doctors thought he developed AIDS, but thankfully he tested negative. One more person is safe. Anyway. I'd love for Green Bay to embarrass. I mean, it'd be nice for you guys to win. It'd be cool. Because again, if you guys win, that sets Detroit up if they can win for a home playoff game. The NFC Championship in Detroit. That'd be fucking wild. Yeah, Mark Andrews has been out. Yeah, they thought he might be able to go, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to have to miss the game. All right, I think we've covered enough of this one. I think we have enough time to go to the Lions and the Bucs. Well, Bucs at Lions. It's games in a dome. If the Niners and Bucs play in the NFC Championship, I think it would be a very easy win for the Niners. The Bucs aren't very good. It's just the way the bad Eagles defense. Yeah, I made them look. Yeah, the Eagles defense and offense have just been bad the last month. Yeah, I was gonna say they got Likely and everything, and yeah. Andrews would have just made it like a treat for them. All right, Bucs and Lions. I think I'm confident in saying the Lions will be able to win this game, but Boy, oh boy, could their defense. Oh, we're still only at 9 likes. That's pretty crazy. Damn, guys. You guys can't even get us into the double digits. That's crazy. 15 people watching, enjoying the stream. I hope a sickness on all of you. No, just kidding. Man, you guys just hate the Lions, huh? Depends on which Mayfield shows up this week. I'd say Lions, but more and more we get there, I'd say Bucs. No, I think it shows a weird number. There's no way it's 10. You guys just don't like to stream like that. It's fine. I understand. I'm giving you guys game analysis, and I'm only worth 9 likes. Breaking my heart. Alrighty, let's look at this game. Oh, I appreciate you, Sean. Mike Evans down there, just throw deep. Yeah, like they did with Cooper Kupp and Nakua, and the Rams won the game, right? I think the big thing for the Bucs is going after the Lions secondary. It's not like the Eagles secondary at all, but the Lions secondary is sus. Yeah, but again, I implore everyone to consider how the Lions don't lose games because of their secondary. They again, as dumb as this sounds, they haven't again, when they lose the games, they get like blown out through the air, right? That's like how they've lost the games. But it's almost like that's the irrelevant part of how they lost. There's again a common thread. Again, Baker can kind of run around. It's like a deceiving thing, but you can kind of scheme for that and be ready for it now that they've seen it before. So Baker's not going to catch him. He'll probably break a few big runs, but nothing too crazy. The Lions lose to very specific QBs. We pointed this out. It's running, throwing quarterbacks, dual threat guys. The Lions will be able to get after Baker. That's something that I seen the Eagles do. They got an unbelievable amount of pressure. They sacked the shit out of Baker several times in that game. That is something to note. Yeah, and one thing I did notice, they get a lot of yards in Tampa Bay throwing the ball, right? They had 4,200 passing yards this year, but Baker only threw 28 touchdowns, and they didn't really run for a ton of touchdowns either. It seems like something happens when they get to about the 30-yard line. They just stop. It literally happened against fucking the Eagles. Like, you kept watching it, and they just kept kicking field goals. It was like they scored like 2 touchdowns throwing the football, and then they just kicked field goals in the rest of the game, I believe. At least that's how it felt and then the Eagles eventually quit. We'll go over the on the road stuff situation too. Yeah, I better hope so, huh? Anyway. So again, the Lions kind of weirdly can deal with good passing games. Again, CeeDee Lamb went for like 250 yards on them, and the Lions should have won that game, but officiating, whatever. They shut down. By the way, no one's really talking about this in the Lions game. What happened to Cooper Kupp? NBC 49ers. What happened to Cooper Kupp? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where was he in that game? Oh, the Lions completely eliminated one wide receiver in that game. So again, Mike Evans probably won't be a factor in this game, I'm going to be honest. Or Chris Godwin. One of those two will not be a factor in the game. And that's big for obvious reasons. Like, dude, did you guys even like see Cooper Kupp in that game other than like, what, 4 or 5 catches? Yeah. I'm sorry. Did you not know we actually can shut people down? Again, we'll probably give up fucking 200 yards to one of those guys for a touchdown. Is that enough to win a game? Not really. I don't think so. What, they scored 2 touchdowns this time instead of 6 points? When the Lions didn't have CJ Gardner-Johnson, the guy who exclusively covered Cooper Kupp? Oh, and by the way, the Lions had like 8 of their starters out for that game, and J-Mo was in his second game back from suspension and injury, so like everything was still kind of foggy and weird. The Lions have 1 guy out and 2 guys questionable, and Sam Laporta, who's going to play, and James Houston, who's probably going to play too. So the Lions have 1 injury heading into this game. So there's that going for the Lions. I think also we got to think about like, you know how the Bucs have like a top 5 defense, like, or what is it, like top 10, top 4? It's like 14 or something like that for some reason. Even though at home they give up like what, fucking 10 points a game. You want to know why they're the 14th ranked defense? What does that tell you? I don't think they're a top 10 unit, by the way. Go look. I don't think they are. They could be, but last I looked, they were like 14th. Lions won 20-6, I think, right? It was a very close. That was a very close football game. Yeah, I know that when they played, it was 20-6, I think, though not 20-9. The Bucs didn't score any touchdowns. It was 2 field goals. So I think the Bucs on the road are a bottom 5 unit. They're like 29th in every stat on the road. They can't stop the run on the road. They cannot stop the pass on the road. Like they're very beatable when they're not playing down in Tampa Bay. What's weird, another stat that's evident that their defense is very bad on the road, is they score more points on the road. You want to know why they're scoring more points on the road? We talked about this a little bit before we started breaking this game down. The reason that Buccaneers score more points on the road, they go from like 17 to 18 points per game average at home to, was it fucking 24 points or so, 23.8. Do you know why that's like a thing? Because again, they're 7-1 at home this year, I believe Tampa is. And what does that tell you about their road record? Go look it up. I think they're 7-1 at home this year. 7-2 if you count the playoff game, or 8-1 if you count. I think they lost once at home this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either 1 or 2 at home. The Lions are very good at home. I think they won all but 1 game at Ford Field. I think they went 7-2 at home. Detroit did too. They're a very good home team. But again, we'll eventually see the Bucs home. We'll see the Bucs home again. They're not a good road team. That is like one of the worst things. Like the reason they have a 9-8 record is because they had to play on the road. So these are things going against the Bucs. Coaching advantage to the Lions, run game advantage to the Lions, pass game advantage to the Lions. I guess secondary goes to the Bucs. Defensive lines might be kind of a wash. Linebacking core to the Bucs. Yeah, but it's like this year is the most important thing. Like, what's the Bucs' home record this year? I'll just look it up because I think I'll find it faster. 2023 Bucs home record. They went 4-4 at home and 5-4 on the road. Oh boy, so they were equally as shitty all over the place. They gave up 20 on the road and 17 at home. That's quite a difference. They gave up 188 points on the road and only 137 at home. See the difference there? So it'll be interesting. But again, the reason they're also scoring more points on the road is because they're giving up more points, so they have to score harder and play longer. When they're at home, they're giving up less points, so they can just kind of get the ball and coast. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think last week, I really thought the Buccaneers had a really good home record. I must be getting that mixed up with Detroit. I don't know why. I think I am. Because I think Detroit wins 7. I think I got that mixed up with Detroit. Yeah, the home stuff is kind of whatever, but I think in the playoffs it does matter, except for the Cowboys who choke all the time. They have a curse on them for firing Jimmy Johnson. I think Jerry Jones has to actually give up control of the Cowboys for them to win another Super Bowl. Not because he's a bad GM or anything, because again, look at the teams he assembles. Those are great football teams. Those are fucking stacked football teams. He drafts well. He signs good free agents. He barely makes a mistake like managing that football team. It's barely ever bad. They have good coaching, guys who've won Super Bowls running it. They're cursed. Dude, what other reason is there for them other just being cursed? They're fucking cursed. They should have never fired Jimmy Johnson. Because it just like Jimmy didn't want to go and it wasn't time. Like with Bill, they didn't get cursed. The Patriots aren't cursed for firing Belichick. Because number one, both parties agreed it was time to go. Like Bill's only got 2 years left. You know, it's just he was time to go. No, we didn't fire him. They decided to step away. Yeah, it's a whole different situation. They've cold-blooded fired Jimmy Johnson for no fucking reason. Like, none. Like, he wasn't doing bad. He was in the middle of a dynasty, and they just fired his ass. For no reason. That's how you get cursed. It is hilarious, Jehu. I will say, yeah, Ven. Dak looking like a very good quarterback this year and being nearly an MVP. Yeah, that's McCarthy. He gets some credit for that. I've seen all kinds of shit. I've seen all kinds of Jerry Jones memes. Him being all kinds of racist and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Like, wait, why would he be like? Who's he being racist to? Dak? He loves Dak. Yeah, he can make you he can make your quarterback good. He knows how to do that. Bucks, yeah. Okay, so again, I say the Lions should win this game, just like they should have been able to beat the Rams, and they did. The number one thing for me with this game, the Lions have to do their best to only get beat by one receiver. I know that sounds really crazy, but it's like, all right, they'll shut the run down. That's fine. If they shut down Kyren Williams. Also, a fun fact about the Lions defense: how many times do you think they've given up in 100-yard runner this year? Just go ahead and guess. We'll go 100 to start. Not many, so like one or two or something like that. 300 yarders. Okay, that's pretty close. That's okay. How many 90 yarders? Like four, maybe something like that. Five 90 yarders. Okay. Like 80 yarders. It's like, all right, we're gonna do almost every game, Rob. Like they're what are we doing? Again, this is individual running back. 7, pretty much half of them. What about like 70 yards? That's got to be like 10, right? All right. 100 yards. Stud got it right. 0. They have yet to give up an 100-yard runner this season. 90 yards. 0. They have yet to give up a 90-yard runner back. Like to one running back is 0. 80 yards. None. Not once. 70 yards. Not once. Kyren Williams was like the closest at like 69, as well as the Vikings running back that 1 week. Yeah, they've never given up 70 yards to a single running back this year. So again, the Buccaneers, who can't run the football, they're going to be throwing the shit out of that ball tomorrow on Sunday. They're going to throw the fuck out of the ball. They won't run it. If they're the team that if they can beat us with the run game, hey, fucking kudos. If they're the team that does it and like goes for like 200 yards and like 4 touchdowns on us, it happened. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can look everything up. I wouldn't lie to you about that. That was a stat I heard, and they put it up when Kyron Williams was basically at like fucking 68 yards and he wasn't going to get any more carries. They're like, damn, dude, the Lions have just not given up a 70-yard runner all season. And it's like, how the fuck? And again, you have to remember the Lions score a lot of points. So like all of a sudden, and like you got to remember how the Lions begin a lot of football games. Remember the Saints game? How did they take out Alvin Kamara? Oh, they scored fucking 21 points immediately in that game. And all of a sudden, you going to run the ball? How do you take out a team's run game other than just being very good? And they're also very good at just stopping the run. They're very good at it. Want to know how you take out the run game? Score 14 points in the first quarter, which is something. If you've ever watched a Lions game, look how hard they go in the first quarter compared to the rest of the game. The rest of the game is basically just coasting. But like they'll try and score like 28 points in that first quarter and then kind of just sit on the football for the rest of the game. Just like that, they can take out your run game. Because again, they can come out and score 14 points and then you look around and all of a sudden the Lions are like they have the ball again somehow. They're driving down the field and like it's like, wait a minute. They're at like our 30-yard line and they have 14 points. When the fuck happened? As a fan, that's probably very like disarming. It's like, well, they weren't doing this good. Yeah, they're not going to be able to probably run the ball. Again, the Lions are going to take them out. They're going to stop that. They're going to make them throw it. It's kind of like the way they do football down in Detroit. So, what's up, Kevin? Make sure you guys drop some likes again. Just going to remind everybody to get some more likes on the stream. We're doing pretty good. We're up over in the double digits, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, for the Bucs to win, again, they immense pressure on Jared Goff, basically trying to eliminate him from being relevant. Again, easier said than done because that Lions offensive line is a monster. Basically, you have to put immense pressure on Goff, make him make bad throws, and pick it off a lot, and get a bunch of turnovers. Yeah, you need a lot of turnovers. Yeah, the Lions will let one guy beat them all game. That's kind of how they manage. They also do bend, don't break. The Lions are also very good at not giving up points toward the end of drives. Oh, yeah, Kevin. Congratulations, Matt. Congrats, Kevin. You're a house owner now. Life's getting crazy. You're a property owner. No, Bucks, we know. The Lions know. It's just like they played you. They know you guys have a good team, and they just watched, they watched you win. They're not going to take you guys lightly whatsoever. The second half of the game, Lore, I'm going to be at work till like 10:15, 10:20. Then I'm going to get out and try and stream the games. But I'll be live for both games Sunday. Hopefully watching the Lions take a W. But basically, yeah, the Bucs have to kind of hope the Lions defense is just, I don't know. It's going to be tough. And the Lions have a crazy home field advantage going. No, you're good, Jehu. I think the home field advantage in this game is significant because of the noise. I don't know if the Bucs are ready for this. Like, McVay's an elite coach, and there were times where the Rams looked fucked up because of that noise. Like they called them 2 timeouts very early in the second half because of the noise. They were going to take bad delay games on 3rd down and shit. Again, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's a real thing. And are the Bucs coached well enough to know how to recognize that? Are they going to be ready for that situation? Because that, again, that's a whole different ballgame than watching it on tape and then being like, all right, so, and then actually being in that moment and being able to think clear enough to, hopefully the Packers win and the Lions hope, that'd be pretty cool, Kevin. I'm hoping so, Lore. I'm hoping so. The Lions just got to be able to beat the Bucs, and the Packers got to, or your team's got to be able to beat the Packers. Won't be easy for either team. I don't think any of these games are guaranteed this weekend. Because again, I feel like other than maybe the Packers beating the 49ers, none of the outcomes would be shocking. Like, oh, the Texans upset the Ravens. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's not too crazy, though. The Packers upset the 49ers. Holy shit, that would be pretty shocking. Ven, you've been converted to the Rob side on this, huh? Did I win you over? Remember the other day you were fighting me on this. But then you think about it and you go, God damn, he might be right about the way he broke that game down. Yeah, the Lions have a weirdly favorable matchup against the Niners. Oh yeah, I forgot you just hate him now. The Bucs beating the Lions would be pretty shocking, but I think the fact that the Lions defense is kind of dog shit, and you guys do have the receiving core that you have, I wouldn't find it to be crazy if you guys get a crazy upset. I'd be like, damn, that's pretty shocking. Well, you know, it is what it is. Welcome to the playoffs, baby. Any given Sunday, especially this round. You know, I'd be like, I guess Cinderella's slipper fell off. I guess it's midnight. It's 12:01. That bitch's foot got too small or big or whatever. Realistically, I go Niners, but because I have such immense hatred. Fair enough, Ben. Packers, fair enough. Everyone will doubt the Lions all the way through. But I think you know what the beauty of being the Lions are? Like, their fans. They're very good at not giving a fuck. Like, you know what I like? Like, I've been waiting so long for a new fan base to come along and just be like, yeah, and well, like, yeah, so fuck you. And that's kind of the Lions fans. Like, they're like, everyone's like, Kirby Joseph is dirty. And the Lions fans are just like, yeah, and suck our dicks about it, pussies. They're like, listen, I guess if these Rams fans and these fucking Vikings fans want to keep going, they can hate us all they want. Fuck them. Everybody can hate us. We don't really care. And I'm like, oh, man, I haven't seen an attitude like this since the Patriots fans. If these dudes can actually win a Super Bowl, we might have the birth of a new supervillain fan base. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the third game of any playoff, it could go. I would have no idea how to predict that Lions-Packers game. I would have no idea. I'd be like, it's going to be a shootout. That's all I can tell you. And that would be probably a shootout. I'd maybe lean Lions because I think the young age of the Packers would fuck them. Oh, fuck. The Lions are... The only reason the Lions are old is because their offensive line and Jared Goff. I don't think the Lions have I think they have 2 guys over 30. Never mind. I was like, the Lions have experience, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, they don't. Everyone that plays for them is in their fucking second year. It's just like their offensive line has 3 old guys, so their average age is a little jacked up. No, Kevin, no, it's not. No, you guys are literally the most popular team in the country right now. Everybody wants you guys to win. Unless your team has a playoff team in, literally you guys are the preferred team, even in Minnesota. Kevin, you guys are not hated. You guys are an underdog. But you guys are very well liked. You guys are beloved, actually. Now, there's an interesting thing, though. I will say, he's right in a sense of Detroit versus everybody. Not that everybody hates the Lions. It's more along the lines of when push comes to shove with Detroit, nobody thinks they're actually going to win. That's the honest truth about that, what I just said. They want the Lions to win. They really do. They like the Lions. But if you're gunned ahead, they're picking the Bucs. Just every one of you are leaning on the Buccaneers, by the way. We just talked about this. Almost all of you are leaning Bucs. And you're all like, dude, nobody thinks the Lions are... It's no one... We know you guys don't hate Detroit. Kevin's like, well, yeah, aren't all of you guys going Buccaneers? Almost all of you are leaning Buccaneers in this game. You all said that, by the way. You see what I mean? Everybody loves the Lions. I don't think anybody's against Detroit. But But like again, when push comes to shove and we actually get to game time, a lot of people pick the fucking other team from Detroit. Yeah, Sean, some people are, but a lot of you guys are like Tampa Bay. But like a lot of you guys are like, I'm feeling kind of like Tampa. Like, and there's a lot of people that are like that. Again, a lot of the media people are fighting behind the Lions because they looked really bad they all picked the Rams last week mostly. But we've seen it with the Rams too. Like everybody wanted Detroit to beat the Rams. Everybody wanted this to happen. But like, dude, everybody was on the fucking Rams. So it's like, all right, yeah, it's like cool. Yeah, everybody loves the Lions and wants them to win the Super Bowl, but no one's actually going to ever pick them to fucking do anything. Got it, yeah. And that's the aspect of what Detroit versus everybody is to people like Kevin, I think. I don't think he thinks everyone hates his team, not yet anyway. But I think it's more like, why is anyone picking us to just outright win? Why are we debating this? We beat the team that can throw it. What, are the Bucs a better passing team than the 49ers, than the Rams? No? Then what the fuck are we doing? Yeah, that's my point, Kevin. I think, again, nobody really dislikes you guys, but nobody really like thinks you guys are like why are people pretending like this is going to actually be a very good game? It's like, if this is a good game, that's because the Lions fucked up on defense. Otherwise, it's like, this is like a 35-17 type of game if we're being very, very honest. But like, even me, I'm doing it because again, I'm not a big time Lions fan. I'm more of a Patriots fan. In my head, I'm like, I don't know about the Lions, because I'm doing it too. I'm actively trying to stop myself from doing it. But like in the back of my head, I'm doing the same thing a lot of you guys are doing, where you're like, yeah, but it's the fucking Lions, man. Are you sure you trust them like that? Yeah, you guys don't get respect because your quarterback is Baker Mayfield, but you literally just won a Super Bowl. Lions versus Bills. Yeah, it's just an interesting thing I've noticed all year with Detroit. Most people kind of go against them in every big game that they've played this year. Oh, dude, everybody's doing it now. Everybody's doing this shit now. Who started this? Who started doing this? I remember seeing the first one of this and thinking, oh no, this isn't. Now there's. Now Mahomes is an underdog. Would Bucks get respect? Yeah, of course they would. Any team in the NFC Championship game is going to get some respect. Who did they do? Oh, Tua. That's where I seen the first one, and it had like several 100,000 likes on it. Where it was like, they say you're a fraud, 3 or 1. They say you're this, that, 1. They say this about you, 1. How you gonna respond, 1? And then he quote tweets himself and goes, "Oh, they were right." Yeah, it was Tua, because like I remember I didn't see the original one, but I just seen the, "Oh, they were right." And I was like, yeah, that's good self-awareness. Yeah, doing that with Tua's fine. Everybody else do it. Dude, you know what it was like? It was like the Eagles fucking Twitter account. Like, you know what happened? The Eagles would do this shit this year where like their Twitter admin would post that thing like that shitty teams get to use, where it's like the roller coaster meme if their team wins. And it like shows blood pressure. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like I think the Vikings did it a lot because again, I think the Panthers used it once or twice. Bad teams use that meme. It's a bad team meme. But the fucking Eagles started using it when they were like fucking 8-0. It's like, that's why you guys fucking got cursed. You can't be stealing bad team shit. Nobody talks about that The Eagles did that shit. They were doing like shit bad teams were doing. It's like that's their mindset. Yeah, okay, they're gonna fucking. We should have seen this collapse coming. ESPN sucks, Bucks. That's why they don't. I don't think that Goff. Goff's literally played in a Super Bowl before. Receivers, Baltimore's would shut down Kelsey and would be getting sacks and it's all day. Fair. Yeah, I know this is pretty. This is smooth. All right. Here we are. The Bills and the Chiefs. We've reached it. Oh shit, it's midnight. Damn, dude, why didn't you guys tell me I was blabbing all the stream? What the fuck? That was a good move. Damn, you guys let me fucking blabber on for way too long about these games. See, this is why I don't do my pick'ems a whole way, because if I did my whole thought process on pick'ems, every pick'em video would be like fucking 4 hours. I'd be like, all right, let's move on to the second game. It's like, damn, he really just talked about the Bills and the Panthers, or the Bears Panthers, for 21 minutes. Why did he do that to us? What did we do to this fucking guy? Going over all my notes and shit. Be like, all right, the Bears average 10 points per game, but give up 41. Oh, that's bad. They throw for... I don't ever do that because I used to do that for pick'em and people would be like, we don't care about the stats. Stop doing that. And I was like, all right, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Ven's right. This is the first ever home game or a road game for Mahomes in the playoffs. Yep. Again, win by the Chiefs against the Dolphins was not. Yeah, the Dolphins. Yeah, I wasn't impressed either. But again, that was historic cold. I don't really hold that against either team. It was impressive how Mahomes was throwing the ball in the bad weather, though. That's something I think that could be taken away. Mahomes doesn't seem to be bad weather impacted like a lot of other quarterbacks are, like Josh Allen seems to be. So again, if the weather gets adverse, that kind of puts a little advantage for Kansas City. I think it seems like Mahomes. What's up, what's up, Vincenzo? What up, though? Bills and Chiefs faced off week 13. Bills won in Arrowhead 20. Yeah, we have the inverse. The Bills have a better pass defense. They do. Well, no, the Chiefs do, I think. Miami screwed the pooch. Yeah, it wasn't their best performance. I think they gave up halfway through the second quarter. Yeah, well, we talked about how the weather gives you guys an advantage because you guys can run the ball and the Texans are kind of pass influenced. Bad weather in this game almost is kind of like a neutral thing because, again, I think Kansas City can throw the ball better in bad weather than Josh Allen because Josh Allen's not that great in bad weather. But I think the Bills have a better overall run game when you include Josh Allen, and I think James Cook is a better running back than Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire combined. So, again, I do think that the Bills have the advantage in the run, bad weather, but I think the Chiefs have the better bad weather quarterback, if that makes any fucking sense. What they did week 13. Maybe, yeah. I believe in week 7, though, they still had a number of their defenders who are now out for this game. They're out of like Taylor Rapp. They're out like a lot of their like defenders that they had left are out. Like Taylor Rapp is out for this game. Gabriel's out. Or Gabe Davis is out. Sorry. There's like another defenseman out that's kind of a big deal. Are the Bills favorites because they're at home and they got a better offense? I like Kansas City though. Point number 1: the Bills seemingly can't get past this team in the playoffs. It's kind of, dude. And that's a thing, by the way. For me in my head, until I see a team that's struggled with another team in the playoffs beat them, I can't really pick them. It's the same thing with like the 49ers and Packers. Until I see the Packers actually get past that team, it's really hard to pick against them. And dude, all the Bills teams keep losing to the 40. Like they keep losing to the Chiefs. It's just like, all right, Well, sometime they'll beat them in the playoffs where it counts and matters. But it's like I can get this wrong and be fine with that. It just seems like they have the number of this team in the playoffs. It seems like McDermott just can't seem to figure out Andy Reid in the playoffs, and similar with Mahomes. They got to lean on Shakir, like pre-Gabe Davis playoff run, not mid-ass Gabe Davis. Yeah, they got to have. They need like 180 yards out of Shakir. How do you think Lamar is going to be? No, he's going to be the quarterback he is. I think Lamar wasn't ever a run first. Like, I know he ran a lot, but again, Lamar has been very open in his entire life that his goal is to be like Tom Brady. Like, if you look up Lamar pocket passer, he says his aspiration is to be a pocket passer. He hates running the football. But if you don't believe me, I'm like not lying to you. Like, I know that may sound like the crazy. Ven will back me up on this. Lamar Jackson has no desire. He said by like year 8 or 9, he hopes he never runs the football. He wants to be like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron. Like, he doesn't want to have to run the ball. And he's turned into a very good passer. And I'm glad that I never I'm glad I fucking call people out on that shit, and I always challenged them. I hate the fucking Lamar slander. The Bills will have to depend on the run. Josh Allen has a terrible... If you ask Tom Brady who the best quarterback in football is, he'll tell you Lamar Jackson. It's pretty fucking... And you know what's crazy? You know how cool that made me... You know how good that made me feel when I heard that? I'm like, oh, so wait a minute. Oh, okay, so... Oh, that's interesting. Me and Tom Brady have a very similar mindset about what a good quarterback looks like. Isn't that fucking unbelievable? I'm like, oh... That only made my head get really big. I was like, damn, dude. Me and Tom would fucking... That's why I always go back on the bad relationship. Yeah, Greg Roman and Lamar didn't work because Roman wanted him to run. Todd Monken was like, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to throw the ball. And Todd's like, all right, fuck yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, fucking Brady's his mentor. Tom Brady literally looked at Lamar play once and would go, oh shit, he's next up. Maybe. Tom is very vocal about how good he thinks Lamar Jackson is, and Lamar is. The option Baltimore runs are so dirty, though. Dude, Lamar is so good at running the football, but he just doesn't want to do it. He knows it's going to shorten his career and shit. Dude, Lamar is so smart. I'm so fucking mad we keep... God damn, dude. He's a very entertaining guy, but like underneath all that entertainment and fun having is like, oh man, that's a sharp football mind under there. Oh, dude, I'd do anything. I wish we would have made that move. God damn, dude. Should have traded everything for that guy. God damn it. Yeah, and now that, like, dude, it's pretty... Tom and Lamar's very, very good, dude. And I've been trying to tell people this for years and years, and now that Tom's defending him, everyone's kind of big on Lamar, and I'm like, man, it's so much easier now that Tom Brady can talk openly. I knew me and Brady had thought about football like this. You know how big of an ego that gave me when I'm like, oh, Tom Brady and me had the same idea about football. Fuck yeah. I think like the GOAT. I think he might be I think he understands the game better than Mahomes, but Mahomes has better talent around him and has for a few years and has probably better offensive coaching and probably has a better arm, like in every facet. Lamar has a great arm, but it's like, man, very few people have what Mahomes has on his shoulder. Like, that may be the greatest arm the game's ever seen. It's like him, Stafford, and Rodgers. It's like those three arms with Marino up there. Those forearms, I guess. It's like those are the greatest throwers of the football ever in some capacity. And it's like, Lamar isn't, he doesn't have that. Then again, you know, Brady couldn't throw it like that. Fucking Manning couldn't throw it like that. Fucking Montana couldn't throw it like that. He might be a head coach pretty soon this year, Sean. No, Brady didn't have a good arm. He's very accurate and he knew how to throw it like 50 yards, but it's like, go watch. It wasn't his best asset. He had a pretty solid arm. It wasn't bad. Think about Peyton Manning's arm. How many wobbly ass passes he'd throw. No, Jimmy G couldn't stay healthy. But yeah, with this game, I'm kind of leaning Chiefs mainly because again, I like I laid out the upset issues. Like Bills haven't really beat them. I don't really trust the Bills defense with all the injuries that they have going on. I think Rashee Rice could have a surprise game. Kelsey could have a surprise game. I like the Chiefs coaching way more. The only real advantage. All right, for sure, man. Thanks for stopping in, man. You have a good night. I think the big advantage. Again, thank you. It was a fun stream. That's why he can't get the ball out. Yeah. Mahomes played baseball. So did Stafford. So did I think maybe Rodgers, maybe when he was younger. A lot of guys who played football played baseball. And usually all the big arm quarterbacks have like. I guess Brady has a really good arm, but again, not like the other guys. Russell, yeah, his arm was pretty good. Kyler Murray can throw the ball pretty good, but they're not like anywhere near what I think Mahomes was throwing like 90 miles an hour in high school like his dad. And again, Mahomes is genetically like kind of wired to throw the football. His dad was a pitcher in baseball. So like he's got like I think he's like genetically wired to throw things really hard and really far. Like his body's built that way. You gotta remember, he is like the son of a pro athlete. Yep, that's the Bills' big advantage, and I don't think that's going to be enough against a team that's played in Super Bowls. It's just like, yeah, that's cute, the Mafia. I don't really think you're going to get to Mahomes with that shit, but okay. And again, it's nothing personal against that team or anything, but it's just like, that's not really intimidating for a team that's been in Super Bowls. And dude, Josh Allen's got a good arm, but the reason I don't include him is because he's wildly inaccurate. Like, he probably has a top arm in the NFL if he could control it a little better. But again, it's just so bad. He's so inaccurate. It's like Stafford and fucking Mahomes. Even Mahomes is a little inaccurate. Like, all these other guys are like hyper accurate with their deep bombs. Like, they can probably hit targets from like way down the field and shit. Whereas Allen, that shit's going to be nowhere near it. Allen has really bad mechanics and shit that he's never really fixed up. He just kind of figured out how to work around him because they got him digs. He's still not a great deep ball thrower because, again, it's so inaccurate. Kyler Murray throws a really good deep ball. It just doesn't go very, like as far as Allen can throw it. Kyler Murray throws a way better deep ball. Russ Wilson throws a way better deep ball than Josh Allen does. Drew Brees threw a perfect deep ball, but again, it just didn't go as far as everybody else's because they're also only like 6 foot tall. It's just, that's actually probably their big problem. Those three guys, why they couldn't throw it as far, because they're just little. Right now. Probably Peyton, right? Outside of Brady, that I got to see with my eyes. As much as I hated Peyton Manning, that dude went like 14-2 every regular season. Threw for like 50 touchdowns a year when no one was doing that shit like all the time. Like, dude, Peyton Manning was an anomaly for the early 2000s. I hate the fucking guy. I think he was an overrated choke artist in the playoffs. And he was. But again, I mean, like, No, he was better at what? Winning in the playoffs, sure, but like at football, no, he wasn't. What are you fucking talking about? On what statistic other than fucking Super Bowl wins, which they both have too? Would you put Eli ahead of Peyton in? All right, I'll take your answer off the phone. The playoff wins, yeah, that's also on your defense choking too, yeah, and your coaching choking, and unless we're gonna put all the playoff losses on the quarterback. Damn, can't believe Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl against that Eagles team, in which he would have thrown for all record numbers if the fucking team didn't if Brady, I guess, didn't choke. Again, Peyton never really played that great in the playoffs, but I mean, there's more to football than just the playoffs. Say Peyton Manning isn't one of the greatest quarterbacks of that we've seen play in our lifetime is kind of stupid. Even I acknowledge Peyton's the third greatest quarterback of all time. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, he literally had to deal with fucking Jim Irsay. What's up, Jacob? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was scared to throw the ball away, like deep. But he has a great arm. It's just like I don't want to do that with Peyton. Again, I hate Peyton Manning. Fucking don't like him at all. But like, it's really Brady, Montana, Manning. That's the top three of all time. I don't unless you guys think Mahomes is better than Manning already. It's like not yet. He can get there. One more Super Bowl, he passes him maybe. But you know, at least give Peyton his flowers, man. That's crazy. Yeah, probably Terrell Owen or probably Megatron for me. He OD'd back in November. Damn, I told you guys he was back on drugs. I think we talked about how I thought he was back on drugs and shit. Damn, damn, we were right. Mahomes and Allen under Brady. Yeah, it's like a scuff version. I've I've always said Peyton's the third best quarterback begrudgingly. I mean, what am I, retarded? Like, am I just going to deny good football? No. I've never been like that. I literally just don't like Peyton Manning. And you got to know he's a choke artist. But like, as far as talent to play the game, it's like, yeah, it's Peyton Manning. He's number 3. He's probably the second best I've ever seen. Some of the shit that dude was doing was unbelievably good. That's why I hate him so much. You guys don't understand. Part of why I hate this guy is because he was so fucking good at football. Dude, he's like a computer. He like sees your defense and he goes, "Oh, guess what I'm about to do? The thing that beats that." Dog, that was so unfair. Some of the shit that Peyton Manning was doing, dude. Like, he'd see the defense for like a half a second, just the way they're standing there, and he'd be like, "Oh, all right, here's a whole new play," and then he'd throw a fucking 40-yard touchdown. It's like, oh, that's bullshit, dude. This guy's cheating somehow. You know how annoying that was to deal with? All the every play, dude. You'd see this big-headed son of a bitch look at your defense and go, and then he'd fucking get a 20-yard play out of it. Every fucking play, dude. It'd be at half a second to go, and he'd snap that football every time, like, motherfucker, just take one delay a game. And he never took a delay a game, dude. Oh, you don't understand how annoying it was to deal with, like, prime Peyton Manning. Oh, that was impossible, dude. Just scoring 40 fucking points a game at minimum, just beating the dog shit out of everybody. Moss was a different kind of talent, but I think, yeah, probably Randy Moss, man. He he didn't even try half the time. I guess I'd have to say Randy Moss might be the best I've ever seen. Because again, I didn't get to watch um Rice. I missed him, but I got to see Jerry Rice. I got to see, I got to see Randy Moss. I got to see Terrell Owens. I got to see Megatron, and I got to see I seen Owens on the Eagles and shit. So it's not like I seen like the rundown version of himself. Um, yeah, I'll go with Moss over Megatron personally. It's because of the size. I just can't. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something about Moss. It's just like, dude, he's like, you could tell he was out there going like barely trying. Dude, he just barely was out there, barely putting effort out. He was just like 50% in the thing. He's like, listen, if I was trying, nobody stops me. And then he tried that one game out in Thanksgiving against Dallas, and he scored 3 touchdowns on 3 receptions, had 195 yards. Dude, it's like when he tries, I don't think anyone ever stopped that fucking dude. It still holds the single season touchdown reception record with when he was with the Patriots that one year. He was literally unstoppable. Getting mossed is literally a thing because that's what he did to people on the regular. He'd be like, oh, you got a football there? Yoink. Unfucking guardable. You couldn't really guard him up front, so you were praying a ball was underthrown. And even if it was underthrown, he's probably just going to jump over the top of you anyway and then fucking deuce out on you. It's fucking bolt, dude. Yeah, he was pretty much a cheat code. Kind of hard to think of who... If Jerry Rice didn't exist, he's the greatest. And I've often tried to argue that maybe he's better than Rice, but the problem with Rice is that Rice was so dedicated to the game of football and he loved it so much. He just never stopped trying really, really hard. He tried very, very hard. That's the thing of Jerry, right? He also had 2 unbelievable quarterbacks throwing him the football as compared to fucking Randy, who had Dante Culpepper and then nobody for a long time, and then Tom Brady. Like that, you know, that's like the list of good quarterbacks to throw to him. It's like, man, imagine if Moss had fucking 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing him the football. And then Terrell Owens, he had good quarterbacks actually. Never mind. Terrell doesn't get that pass. Megatron doesn't get that pass, but Randy Moss had 1 year of Tom Brady. That was the only time he had an actual good quarterback, if you think about it. Otherwise, it was just him and Chris Carter fucking bailing out shit tier quarterbacks. And then when Chris Carter retired and he got sent, Randy was like, I ain't fucking, give me a real quarterback. This is bullshit. Yeah, Fitzgerald also kind of suffered that curse of just never really getting a good quarterback. That was Moss's curse. He got 1 year with Tom and he went undefeated. Kind of makes you think. All right, guys, it is like 12:30 now. I didn't realize it was so late already. I think I'm gonna start to wrap it up because I do have a long day tomorrow and then Sunday. Just again, so we're like aware. We'll be doing the second half of the Packers and 49ers because I got to work late. I'll be making a post about it too tomorrow, and then we're doing both games on Sunday, so that'll be a good time. Antonio Brown was well on his way to being a top 3 receiver of all time. Maybe he was even going to pass Jerry Rice's records, but then he fucking got hit unconscious, and then he woke up as this new version of Antonio Brown. It sucks, dude. I miss the old AB. That guy ruled. Literally was like the greatest receiver the league had ever seen for about fucking 8 years there. No one had numbers like this dude. Even Jerry Rice's numbers, we're looking at AB going, holy shit, this guy's good. Dude, I can't believe we lost that fucking AB, dude. I mean, I support his post-NFL career, but I feel like he lost a lot of fucking, of his marbles. Those late 90 early OOs and wide receiver combos were epic. Nice Brown, Gannon, Moss, Carter, Culpepper, Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun. The Warner in St. Louis is pretty fun too. Yep, have a good night, everybody. All right, everyone. You guys all take it easy. Vincenzo, Jehu, Cheeto, Sean, Kevin. Pretty much everybody who's listening. I hope you guys all have a good night, all right? We'll be live tomorrow for a little while and then Sunday all day. So hopefully I'll see you at one of the streams. AB was so good at football. He's so good at football, but man, he lost his mind because of it. Very sad story. Oh man, my side is itchy. All right, everyone. Y'all take it easy now. You hear? All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. Once again, our picks are going to stay finalized as the Ravens, 49ers, Lions, and Chiefs. Woo! All right. Have a good night, everyone. Peace out. And, stay warm out there. It's cold as shit. Peace. It's cold out here. If you know what that's from, the Opie and Anthony show. Cold out here. It's one of the funniest stories ever told by Patrice O'Neal.